This is my Nxt Photosurvey robot that can take a panoramic view of any location and turn it into a huge panorama on screen using Autopano Giga, a separate program that runs on Windows and Linux. I will show you some of the features of the robot as well as a demonstration of it in action. Here we have the cradle for the camera, which is attached by these rubber sections here, rubber pads even, here. And then we have a supporting bar here, which has another rubber pad against the camera, and obviously this bit takes the picture, and this keeps it stable. And of course, if you go upside down, you want the camera to fall out. Also wrap the strap around, and there's these tensioning bars which help to hold everything together. Lego's not always perfect for these kinds of things, but it seems to be doing pretty well. Right, here we go. Here we have the NXT, and the NXT can be used for this. This is the program that I've created. I'll show you several of the options. First of all though, turn on the camera. There you go. Camera's in photo mode. Should be good. Right, onto the NXT. We start the Photosurvey program. I don't know if you can see. First we come up to a screen that says you need to adjust the speed. And this is to do with the zooming of your camera. So with this camera at the moment, I'm not going to choose to zoom in because that will take a very long time to process later. So I'm going to choose standard, which is indicated by the S, which shows you 0 times zoom. I choose the S. It beeps to show me that I've made a selection. It then tells me that I have to point the camera 90 degrees left of the NXT using the left and right arrow keys on here, so that I get a good steady shot, and I think that's just about right. And that's moving this motor here, which travels through 2 gears, a worm gear and a turntable sort of gear that Lego have made. Then we have, press enter, we then position it so it's flat. I'll show you here. By that we mean this bar here. We want that flat to make sure that all the pictures are in line, because this whole cradle section can only tilt up and down by a certain amount, and if we if we set it when it's the wrong height or the wrong angle, it's not going to be able to process, so it's going to get stuck basically. Right, so that's vertical, horizontal even. Okay, now it tells us we've got to set the camera to a 50% overlap. So, looking at the camera screen, you probably won't be able to see this very well. We have a picture of the garden, obviously in real time, but we want to set it so that we've got 50% overlap between each picture even, so we can set the distance in between each shot so that we can easily see that the software will be able to stitch the photos together later. So, if we watch there, we'll try and do this. No. Right. There we go. And now we'll just adjust a few more settings. Right, so you see it moves slightly. Now we've got back to this setting. Right, 50% overlap. We need to just start that bit again. Right, okay. Watch here. You see the surface area is moving. That's about halfway. And then the program then tells us to homing the camera, put the camera back to where it started from, otherwise it will take the picture in the wrong place. Right, we now got to do the same thing for vertically. So, look now, this one's slightly more. There we go. Yeah. We then have to select the degrees of view we want to take. So, we want to select 360 degree panorama, so we say yes to that. We then have to select the vertical degrees, and rather than degrees, which is quite difficult to understand, we say rows in this section. So we want it to take however many rows of pictures with a 50% overlap each time. So for this I'm going to say 2 rows, 2 even, and this is quite good because there is no default selection. So if you see here, it takes each button press as 1, but if you hold it down, you can get it to go much faster. And if you also notice, we can't get it to go past 4. You can keep pressing it because it's calculated that you can only do 4 rows of pictures within the range of its degrees, which is about 180 degrees worth of movement in the motor throughout. So we're going to set 2 rows. And now it asks us if it wants to take the panorama from bottom to top, so from facing down at the grass towards the sky, or we want to go from the sky towards the ground. And for this one I'm going to say from the ground to the sky, so that's bottom to top. You see it's moving. It says, do you want to begin? Yes. And now it begins to take the pictures. Here we are, nearly finished, and as you can see, well, you can see for yourself, tells you exactly the details of what's going on. Right, I'm going to move out of the way because it's going to get me in the picture.